Good afternoon. I'm back. I'm wired. I'm alive today. Kid you not, as soon as I cleaned up everything that I planned on doing yesterday, I passed out for like 12 hours. It was like immediate fatigue slam. Did this stay? No, it's broken. Okay. Take care of you one last time. And that should be correct. There. Correct. Okay. Can bring this down 2 levels. There you go, so it's not as bright. There we go. But I did catch up on what I missed. I finished up the Death Strike missiles for the Valiant. So that means afterwards we're going to be tackling the main body. Because these guys are all done. I wanted to take care of that last night, but again, fatigue hit. Side. Now, I have no idea whether I want to tackle this first or the full body, but we'll get that in a second. And I finally decided how I'm going to be doing the Boys for Conquest. I have finished up the arm as well as its metal. It now has a complete sort of 360 look, trying to get it. But yeah, I hit it up with some metals that my friend recommended. And I asked him, you know, is there a way to do metals without it? And he said, yeah, of course, but like you don't have to go too hard for your battle miniatures. You sort of save those models for like centerpieces. Or save that technique for centerpieces, and I understood him. But I still wanted to give that little bit, so I think for now, I'll keep practicing metals off to a side, and I'll use them in sort of a melded way that looks good. I got here, this button right here actually got pretty well. So we'll see how that turns out, but for now, flag is done, and I'll head back to him when I can with the full outlook. It's more or less this, and anything else I can think of. But for now, we're just going to be doing a full configuration. And I've started the flames. I might have messed up on the white primer, because I think I was supposed to give it like this, down this way, but I gave it head-on, and it has the lighting more for a rocket trail than an actual flame weapon. I think I can work with it, though. But I'll continue this, we'll probably hit the main body, and then probably the final would be the lower legs. I'm still just wondering, you know, how is this going to fit onto this and not completely fall into just complete chaos because it's completely heavy. And I'm thinking I might have to put glue in just so it stays taut, which is gonna suck, and I might leave that to the end, so I can actually roam around and get all the in-betweens. First, let's get that flame going. So I think for the 2 that I'm gonna be doing is this, and then a bit of white-gray. Actually, a bit harder to see than I thought. There you go. It's all AK colors, nothing too fancy. You got volcanic yellow, burnt orange, and then the white gray. Dude, that nap was fantastic. I immediately woke up, I was like, oh my god, I can think. I need to get my cheat sheet real quick. Where is my cheat sheet? I had it somewhere. Oh, it was over here? Why? Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. Do I have a better image? I know I do. There it is. When I'm thinking of flamethrower effect, I'm trying to follow that when it flies down. So it's basically, I want the yellow to start here and then follow down and keep the orange and have the yellow sort of prop up afterwards. Maybe hit little in-betweens here. I do have a little bit more orange to hit though, which I think I'll do. If anything, I still have Mephiston Red to help me out with that. You know, since I'm doing this, I should get a bottom paper towel. That would be quite helpful. Shift all you over. I also did some quick work on whittling it down so it'd fit inside. Because currently it's having a bit of a tough time, but I think after I get it inside, I'll measure it out, then put glue on it, and keep it still. Gonna be a lot of glue application. Also, if you did miss it, yesterday was my affiliate anniversary. Nothing really big, but, you know, it was a surprise. I had no idea, because I think it had been about 2 years at that point. Maybe even less. It was definitely a bit ago. Kinda gotta pick up the pace, though. This is why I'm trying to do all that other stiff behind the scenes. Some clips. I actually do have some, I have a clip or two from the Destiny playing that I made, or should make. Pretty quick and funny. I thought it was pretty funny. It's one of them where I just get immediately humbled. Where is that? There it is. While I let that dry, I'll start setting this up. I think going down, falling bottom should be fine. I'm also gonna need retribute. Where did I put you? Oh, there you are. Get out of there. And the Dream Violet is there. Earth Shade is over there. I'll try not to use these metals, but if worst comes to worst, I'll try it out. I'm also gonna need some Mephiston. I know it was only 2 years ago, but man, I really thought just basing the thing with lead belcher was enough. It's like going through adolescence all over again. All I needed was the older veteran just to walk up to me, slap me across the face, and go, "You stupid idiot! What are you doing? Missing all the key components." God, thanks to that white shine, it really comes up high in the fucking stream overlay. So if I think about this correctly, should do first lightly. Okay. Oh, lost him. No thank you, Ryu. I might need a lighter yellow. Shouldn't be a problem. do. That's... Let dry for a second. Got all the little bits and bobs. It's getting a shiny back. God, dude. It's gonna be so nice when I clean it up. Still keeping a Grey Knight aesthetic for this night. But after dolling it up and giving it its fresh coat of paint, it's gonna look nice and hip. Dude, I'm tidying up models. I'm getting ready for the loveliness that is going to be the entirety of September. It's gonna be great. And also where I devote half of my gaming lifespan to Space Marine 2. I have done my best to avoid what's involved in the intricacies of the classes. I've been watching the gameplay, like, trailer stuff, but other than that, I have basically kept my nose out of that area. Okay. So that should be enough in terms of base tidying. I think I can move on to the intricacies of these guys. This is also where I'm going to need Retributor armor. Chill. Back to this. It's getting there. Descent from yellow would be very good. There we go. I think one more round of, here, give me one big mix of all three of them. To really solidify this travesty. Oh, right. I need a volcano. That's yep. Actually, give me this. I can actually use that. this. That combustion flambe. I'm actually going to use a little bit of volcanic orange just to get the in-between. Actually swap over to this. Just to hide it a bit better. There we go. And basically it's gonna sit in like that. You know, if it could fit in and just pop out like it occasionally does. There we go. Okay. That would be the final aesthetic. And I would have to stick something, not in there, but like glue, just to keep it from like flying outwards or just falling straight to the ground. Actually follows the light really well. I like that. Right. Flame effect set aside. Now it's time to tackle this menagerie. Okay. I think starting with the top and back is going to be fine. I'm going to need you. maybe. But not right now. I kind of need to swap this around because I'm done with the orange. There we go. I do need you. I need a lot of red. I need you. I need that. I need you three. You'll be later for the power pack. Retributors for there. Juichis for there. Did I give anything special to vents on this? Kind of. Okay. Moonfang's there. I'm going to need this. I'm going to need this. And then Moonfang and Iron Hands. Okay. I believe I got my colors down. I'm gonna need room to swap these around, so that can stay over here. Chill over there with your bad self. I need some arm room. Okay. Need you more than anyone else. So obviously this has probably been answered by now, but do you think there are going to be, like, raids in the Space Marine 2 game? Like, if you gather a full squad of, like, 5 or 6 Marines and tackle on, like, a Bio Titan. Maybe probably doesn't have to be as big as a Bio Titan, maybe a, Tyrannifex. Because I feel like that'd be awesome. Just following different phases, understanding the monster. Because they showed that off in the, was it the gameplay fights they did with the 3-man against the Carnifex, I believe it was? Don't follow me. And just basically decimate the whole thing with, like, multiple chapter banners. We all know there's probably going to be a meta with, like, consistent healing. But I have noticed, like, some people said, like, they're probably adding more classes, so I'm assuming Apothecary's probably in the future, right? Because I didn't notice that in the, like, class reveal. Seems like the only form of healing comes from, the chapter banner, and I guess just killing enemies. Which, I mean, is fine. It's a Space Marine game. What you expect. But, you know, maybe they could add in the, Apothecary and its Biologist variant. Maybe it could act like a, not a Helldivers mechanic, but like the in-game tabletop mechanic where you designate one person as the captain of the squad, or like lieutenant. You get bonuses like that. It's very exciting to think about. I doubt there's anything that in-depth, but all I know is that it's going to be super fun to build a Heavy Bolter Imperial Fist. I'm super excited for that. You probably can't do anything crazy librarian-wise, but I think if I wanted to make a Grey Knight in the game, it would probably be following the silver motif and giving him the chapter banner along with the shield. Give me your best Kaldor Drago impression, as I would say. Okay. I think now's the time where I use that other one. Did not realize how fast this would ruin my my arm tissue. There. I gotta redo the middle floor. This. So yeah, it's just fresh coats going on the other side. Look how fucking filthy this thing is already, man. Gotta flop it around. I think I can already start applying Retributor to places. And I think I might also want to pop out, oh my god, I had a brain for it. The blues. I just couldn't fucking think. Ooh, and you know what else? I could use silver here too for the railing. So that'll go right there. Swap over to this. It is definitely painful to the back. Do not sit like that. It comes out much nicer than the Gehenna. Then again, this is old Gehenna, so... The engine's prepped. Okay. So got that. Ready's gonna be ready. Alright. Actually, you know what? I have something I know I can do with the vents. I'm gonna do this preemptively. Get them ready. Is it really that bright? Mostly is, yeah. Wow. Then again, like I said, the glare doesn't help. Okay, so now it's a matter of hitting up here, right? Because that's what. Yeah. Okay, so. You can see it off on the side. So it's basically the same process that I'm repeating with the mounted blast guns. That type of snazzy. I need more red. Grabbing the wrong red. Jesus. What's wrong with me? I also got to schedule that. When is the 5th? Okay, perfect. I should be able to stream it by then. Ah, shit. No, I just missed it. Okay. All I need is for it to not stay on and then rub up on my finger, and then I can wallow in sadness as I repaint. Okay. Let me re-get some areas. Yes. Okay. I think, you know what's really fucking silly? What I could do is... this right here. I think that is a better lighted area. Yeah. I'd say it's pretty close. In fact, I'll just dust this a bit. There we go. Reposition. Also, just realized I'm gonna need this. This can also close. Up, up. That's later. Definitely gonna need multiple coats. Or who knows, that might change to some other color. Continue on this side then. That. What else I could do is this. Actually, that's not gonna work. Is it? is all that? Is there crap in here? Don't do that to me. That's a heartbreaker. Of course. Oh, gotta ruin this now. Of course there's something in there. It's never easy. Something happened? Oh, what the hell? Like, that's oddly quiet.
It's feasible.
that. Okay. 2 seconds for my hands to recover. It's a big boy. Well, there's our right side. Again, hard to tell because of all the light glare, but... that's that taken care of. Tempted those old boys again. That's actually perfect, because then I can introduce White Scar on the top layer. You know, with it not being completely primed underneath, you can tell how rushed this was. Maybe in the future I'll do like a full overhaul. So it's there, that's there. Ah. kind of picked him up by my own stature. I've lost him. Where is it? There it is. almost done with the top layer. And to be fair, the top half is the hardest part, because then the legs are just the legs. I mean, look at them. The most intricate parts are just in between. The toes are easy. It's front plating. It's just having to get in between the bits and bobs of the top layer. Just in case. storm outside? That didn't sound right. Then I gotta tackle this. There we go. Whew. Took a bit, but all that's done basically for the top. And now it's just adding in the layers for the right shoulder. And after that, we can sort of move our way down to the rest of the bit. Melta guns are ready. Almost, hold on. Melta guns are ready, and then I can give the flamer the same treatment. I think I'm gonna have to tackle the arms one at a time, too. Shut the top real quick. That would have been bad. Oh, not that. Like this. There we go. Front's got its power area covered. I do need that. Where is covered? I think it's over there, isn't it? That area is covered. So now, take care of this side. It's gonna be a lot of red. Just give me globs. So I'm thinking afterwards, running through the top here, I'll start working on the flamer. That way I can stick on the piece and see how it feels. there you have it. Okay, both shoulders done. Power packs are not resolved. There we go. Oh, shit. He's taking a tumble forward. Okay. So that's going to be the front done before shades are applied, which is like, you know, no oil and the agrax and everything. Or I guess in this case, the top? Just for comparison, what we're going to be looking at through the entire thing. And then basically the shine is going to come through. That turn. Thundercoil's probably going to have a different paint altogether. This is going to have its entire thing attached. Just like that. And then you have the two siege cannons that are going to be on top, and then the siege breaker missile. There are its utilities up top. I'm gonna have to waste a lot of ceiling lacquer on this. But yeah, it's really shiny right now. Obviously, with the null oil, it's gonna be different. I might also even use a bit of dark aluminum in other spots. I think for a couple seconds, just take a second, walk out, maybe grab something to nibble on. I'll be right back. That was good and chill. Alright. I'm thinking while I'm here, address the last little bit. My arm. Address the last little bit on the top, just to apply some of the dark aluminum. And then tackle everything else. You sit over here. don't do that. You. Okay. And we tackle this, which is going to be so lovely to position on. This is why I was hoping I could figure out a way to detach these hands. Didn't want that to happen. Right. Got our trim going. It's looking way better. I'm actually going to do myself a favor and get fresher water. There we go. That way it's not a orange mess. Well, that's why I can't hear it. What the heck is that? see if I can just get to this. Ay, 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 ay. I guess that's why some painters, when they paint knights, they paint the sprues. Didn't you think you dusted everywhere? I think the next time I clean this up, I just have to completely drown it in solution. I don't think there's any way around it. that's still wet? I don't believe that. I'm gonna have to... There's gonna be so much lacquer sprayed on this. I might have to do a preemptive lacquer spot tonight, so I don't lose progress. There's a lot here. Hello, Ducky. How you doing tonight? Nice of you to stop by. Thank you so much. Apologies if that was quick or not. Just trying to go at a brisk pace to where I can get everything. What am I painting? Oh boy, are you excited. Ready for this shit. So, currently, it's a touch-up of a Knight Valiant. I'll get a full shot for you in a second. Look at that monster. So far, we've got the touched-up siege cannons. Let's slip them on. We've got a Death Strike. It's gonna be... Oh, caught it. We got a Death Strike positioned up here. I'll probably finally stick them in with like some thumbtack. And then for the piece de resistance, I asked my good buddy to hand me a flame template that we had from some previous Warhammer pieces, because he's lucky enough to be able to set up a 3D printer. There's a giant flame template for this ball and conflagration cannon, and there's going to be a gigantic torch going through like that. We got all this, the touch-up paint that's happening. I'm currently working on the top bit of it now. And then I'll probably stick glue into here, sort of hold this up so it doesn't, like, fall down, you know what I'm saying? Then we're going to be touching up the base at the bottom, way down. It's going to be a long point project, but for now, the top is what we're taking care of tonight. And that's just going to spill out onto the field. I really do dig these flame templates. It's just this one is... I could strike a person with this thing. And then earlier, I finished up some touch-ups for a Conquest flag. There's going to be another paint project. And this is sort of the army that I'm practicing, like, lighting and layering on. Oh, if you're fresh to Warhammer, you shoot any questions. I'm here to chat it up and paint. But that's super cool that your BF is getting you into it. It's really enjoyable when you get more people into the hobby. I mean, in any hobby in general. It's not just Warhammer. Again, like I said, Conquest. You got I got a bunch of Horse Cavalry. There's Infinity. I could show that up. These tiny little things sort of date you back to like Metal. There's so many tabletop games. Being able to share that with others is always a plus. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is touch that up. And here's what I was worried about, just pushing it back and forth. Oh, absolutely. Hopefully down the line, after I'm done doing my own projects, I hope to set up a Warhammer D&D profile with some guys who have also been curious. I also have a friend group that's super curious. And they're not really interested in the building aspect of the tabletop. So it's more or less setting up all the figures and then taking care of the stuff eventually. But yeah, I eventually want to take on my my own Warhammer D&D. Phaedros, how's it going, man? It has been a while. But it's all good, stopping by just in time. I'm enjoying my current affiliate anniversary. And by that, I mean I'm putting myself through a bit of pain by redoing the Knight Valiant I did all those years ago. No, years I say, but like at the start of 2022? Because I got into Warhammer around 2021, which was late November. I'm so sorry for hitting you, baby. And then got into Grey Knights, and then this was my first ever big purchase. This boy was large and in charge. But yeah, we're doing a touch-up. It's gonna be nice to add in all those extra stuff. But you're gonna be the one painting it. You know, it's funny enough, Ducky. One of my tabletop gaming guys, or one of the guys who really taught me how to do the tabletop gaming aspect of it, him and his wife actually are a combo when it comes to Warhammer, and she does most of the painting, and she's actually the one who taught me how to do all this other stuff that I'm currently doing. Like shading, proper coloring. And I'm always super thankful for her for showing me all that. And they were basically a tag team for like 30 years, 40 plus years, because he started around 3rd edition of Warhammer. I've just been dealing with work for the past year and a half, and a back injury for 4 months. Brother, you and me both. I've been taking on injuries left and right. I just got into a new job myself, and it has not been kind. But now I think I'm finally getting into a groove where I can start tackling this. And unfortunately, my pile of shame has, like, tripled. Like, in that back closet I showed, there's a whole double stack of Warhammer minis I need to eventually tackle. And I have plans for them, but it's just, you know, it's the building, the painting, the priming. What's the old saying? Easier said than done. I think I have a good, like, 6 months worth of backlog in there. And I'm terrified. Mainly because 4 of those boxes that are in the backlog are Primarchs. Oh. Got back to work last week and it's gone better than expected. That's awesome, man. Dude, I'm super excited to finally get back into painting. It's kind of a triple threat for me. Painting, streaming, and then finally, like, video editing and getting this all working around. And I finally have a little mascot that I like working with, which is just a persona of mine. Also part of a whole goal of mine that I have set ready. Where eventually I'll probably go down the line and get my own 3D printer to do my own models with. And right now I have a good job that lets me space that time out. Now how the hell am I going to tackle this flamer? Boop boop. God, you have so many bits and bobs. Okay. So I might completely change up. I'm actually going to get a reference image for this conflagration cannon because it's got so many trinkets that there's an STL for the conflagration? That makes sense. You don't want to buy multiple portions. That's a really good image, actually. That's perfect. I can have a perfect eyesight for that. Okay. No problem, Ducky. Thank you for stopping by and chatting it up. It's always wonderful when people stop in and give you a little lay down and just want to chat. Go there, there. Touched up. I unfortunately need more red. Damn it. Okay, so that's a whole carapace, so I might want to, I keep hitting it. I might want to change up and make that thing completely separate. Might make that Iron Hand steel. Keep that. That's the whole muzzle portion. Make that Rune Fang, or actually make that Iron Hands underneath Rune Fang, Iron Hands. No, that's gonna be Rune Fang. There's gonna be such a back and forth. Okay. So. And then there's over here, too. This one's gonna be easier to hit than all that other stuff, though, and I could just turn it around, it's no problem. Okay. So. Start hitting the base crap. I'm gonna go for a bit longer than usual today, but I probably will not finish the torso today. Because again, baubles upon baubles upon bits and bobs. All together, these things summon Captain Planet. Oh my god, and there's fucking tiny things in here too. God, forgive me. Made a terrible mistake. I actually need more, I need more of everything. So, give me more of this. I'm actually gonna need way more. There we go. And I just need a shit ton of you. Just get it all here. No reason not to. Okay, so tackling that. So I think I should just hit this backside because it's easier this way. At least getting the in-between. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna add to the base for this, but I do have some rocks. I've got some steel beams. I could do something with green stuff. I also do have those wooden pelts. Got a fake dumbbell. There's stuff. There's stuff. I shouldn't be too worried. Yes, make it shine. Came back to the hobby in a pretty big way, expanding my cruel boys quite a bit. Then Skaven got their... Ooh. Nice. I'm kind of jealous. Yeah, I really wanted those Stormcast Eternals, but I didn't know what else I would do with the Skaven. I wish I had someone to split that box with me. I would have done it in a heartbeat. Another army I would have on backlog is the Stormcast. Because I like Space Marines! But those Stormcast Eternals are getting really good models. I am jealous at how good Sigmar's models are, man. I'm super jealous. It's why I love some of the memes going around with Custodes and Stormcast. Where the Stormcast player is just like, oh man, dude, my new models are looking so good, and then it cuts to that old Bugs Bunny meme, the communist meme, where he's just like, you mean our new models. Like, it's super true. I recently did a kit bash of Inquisitor Codiers using a Stormcast Eternal. Sigmar is eating good. Disc. Alright. That's not good. That's fine. Okay, so hit this. So quickly. Not that, but... That's what I wanted. There we go. Okay. Hit those at the back. That's good. That's good. I need Iron Hands to start hitting this. It's honestly because the art team for 40k is super sanitized nowadays. There's no creativity. Dude, it's truth. You are speaking truth. I can't deny. Also, I don't even want to talk about Diaper Codiers. They massacred my boy. I don't know what they were thinking. Don't get me wrong, his hammer and falcon look great, but he looks like a wannabe 30k marine. It's all smooth, no indentations, barely any purity seals. It was like such an out of left field change. And people were just sitting there going, why? I mean, to begin, people really weren't clamoring for Codiers models. And now, like, his old resin model is going for, like, $100. People are losing their minds, so I was like, fuck it, I'm not paying that much for it. NoOnstination, yeah. I was like, I'm not paying that much for that, so I fucking... Hold on, I'll go grab him. I don't know why I'm describing him when I can just hype up this man in real life. I mean, there you go. I took a Demon Hammer from a Grey Knight's box, gave him more Purity Seals, gave him his own, like, Black Templar Lantern. Perfect. Painted a face on him and everything. The only thing I'm missing is a falcon. But I mean, other than that, he does his job fairly well. Because it looks exactly like his old model did. It's funny to think that he probably had his old model based off of a Stormcast Eternal. I mean, works great. That's why it's great to, like, kit bash for Warhammer using Sigmar. One, because they can't yell at you because it is Games Workshop plastic. And two, just because it has so much more detail. But, like, sometimes the glow-ups are nice. Like, over here, I found Emotech's new glow-up. I think he looks great. Good curvature, blinding, cape in the wind, the scarabs all over his cape, the hand posture. It looks wonderful to his old model. Of course, now I have no idea what to do with his old model. I'll probably change it up. Sigmarines, which makes that crazy. That's wild. I didn't even know that was a thing. But you know what else is wild? So, like, you think of some of the stuff for 40k now, and I'm not telling nobody to get into a new game mode, but I mean, here's a single model from Conquest, if you've seen it or not. And I mean, look at this bad boy. Look at that fresh drip for a cavalryman. This comes in a box with 3 of them for 60 beans. And to me, it just looks wonderful. Like, not even that. He's got, like, multiple weapons, multiple heads. And he's currently not attached, but like, I'm taking the time to magnetize them. And it just looks awesome. And another one, here's one of their captain units. It just looks great. They're in that old style of circular to square base. I mean, he's not connected either, but like multiple head options. The laurel connector to his cape on the back of his hood having a face. A lot of 40k's designs to me just feel smooth, placed, planned out, which I get, it makes painting easier, but it also makes it duller. Like, I love this Knight Valiant, but I mean, this boy is smooth. The only thing complicated is the bits and baubles. Compared to something like Mortarion. Then again, the Knight's a Knight for a reason, so if I was asking for intricacies in a Knight, I'd get something for 30k. C'est la vie. I think what's an even more disservice, though, and quote me on it if you want, what's an even bigger disservice, right? Pointing at the camera. A bigger disservice is when they take stuff away that completely chops the model, like, in half. Like what they did with Sanguinary Guard. Why did you do that to their wings? It's such like a... It feels like such an insignificant change when they made other stuff different / better. But it's like, my god, man. The only thing that makes them different from Jump Intercessors is the face mask. And that just feels wrong to an extent. Like, you couldn't give them the wings. The Sanguinor gets to keep his wings, but the guard can't. Like, this is the whole point of Blood Angels. I digress, though. I've been talking about that for like 2 weeks now. Or at least ever since it came out. Can't really be mad at it anymore. You know what I can be mad about? That we're not getting any more codexes until 2025. Why? That's my question. Why? So many armies out there begging for rules. And you say, nah, not until next year. Like, God, dude. And the roadmap they played. Thinking about it like this, I have to wait like a whole other year until I start seeing signs of if they're going to give Grey Knights their rules. I have to play with Teleport Assault for another year. And that's just not fun. It's so... I've gotten really good at playing Teleport Assault. I love my Grey Knights to death. I love what they can do. I love that they're super fast. Literally the fastest army in the game. I love that. What I hate is that I have to rely on Nemesis Dread Knights to do my damage. It's Nemesis Dread Knights, Kaldor with Terminators, and a Librarian. That is, to me, is the most frustrating thing about playing Grey Knights, because you just ignore the other half of the codex. What's the matter?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you do me a favor next?
Wait, ooh, what's it? Hold up. Answering family questions. I have been using the wrong one, haven't I? I've been using that one. Actually, I think I need to use a different one. Because that's the same as Lead Belcher. Damn it. But, yeah, I would... God, dude. It's cool that Krieg's getting new models, though. I'm digging that. I think it's really cool they're getting new models. That way people don't have to buy the Kill Team box over and over again for the upgrade sprues. Yeah, that looks way better. It's smoother. I like these metals. What is this? Literally just metal and alchemy? These metals are really good. Like, I don't know if it's gonna show up, but it's like, look at that shine. I was hopeful for 10th edition. Everything looked kind of neat, but sadly, I think them extending the toughness scale wasn't the right call, because it made any army that runs infantry basically useless against it. No, them upgrading the toughness was fine. What was wrong of them to do was that some armies lost their heavy strength weapons. Like, literally their only chances of fighting against tanks. Because here's the thing, I wouldn't complain as much if my Grey Knights had access to hammers. They don't. They don't have access to heavy infantry killing, they don't have access to heavy elite killing. All they have is a strength 6 force weapon. There's literally no difference. If they'd let us keep the hammers and the falchions, I would have been happy, because no one used the stave, and the force sword and the halberd were basically the same profile. It's frustrating that I don't have answers to heavy infantry. And a lot of the other armies, too, a lot of them lost melee options. I think some of the, freaking, what was it? Some of the other Marines lost their power fists. Well, I mean, the thing is, with Melta, you primarily save it for light tanks. The Melta is saved for light tanks, and if you're lucky to get those shots in, it deals solid damage to heavy tanks. The point for Melta now is sort of heavy infantry, your Gravis, your Dreadnoughts. So again, I don't mind that, I just hate it when they take away options from certain armies. And to be fair, Marines still heavily rely on plasma. Like, there's a bunch of lists from Dark Angels that just run full squads of Hellblasters. Nothing solves a problem like shoot-on-death overcharged plasma, let me tell you. At strength 8, yeah, even a Dreadnought's gonna feel that. I know my Dread Knights do. But hey, they've been keeping up with updates too. And I mean, everyone saw what they did to Vect. And the Calidus Assassin. But I mean, you still run them, because there's no reason not to. Yeah, but you're only looking at Strength 8, and no, they're not. That's only a 33% chance to convert, 66% chance of shots without rerolls. Yeah, but the chance is there, and that's literally all it takes is for people to consider a Hellblaster squad. Because a shoot on death at any point in time is very threatening. Granted, the only ones to really take advantage of it is probably Dark Angels. Marine weapons don't work on Marines and Guard now. Do you mean Imperial Guard or Death Guard? Because there's two different ones. And I mean, Votann in general are going to be tanky now because of the extra change they made to Judgment tokens. But honestly, the only Marines that are currently in a sore spot is Standard Codex. The Dark Angels are fine. Blood Angels are top tier now. Salamanders don't have their own. Who else has their own? It's the Black Templars, Dark Angels, Blood Angels, and... who else? Oh, Imperial Guard. Well, I mean, here's the thing. When you're playing... This is again talking about top tables. If you're playing... fours, I feel bad about life. Here's the thing, though. If you're playing Guard on the top end of tables, yes, of course you're going to take more and more tanks. But for intended purposes, the weapons of the Marines are doing what they should be doing, which is fighting toughness 3 enemies and T4 enemies. A sick tech that I found, which was using Anvil Siege Force when fighting other Marines, works great, actually, for Imperial Fists. It's just, you know, you gotta stand still. The whole thing is, they brought a lot of weapons to what they should shoot like in lore from 9th edition. Because in 9th edition, you could give a ton of buffs to, like, Marine shooting, and it'd be stupid. But now, since upping the toughness scale, they've brought everything that's weapon profiled like that to a lore standard, but it's incorrect in some aspects, and that's what people usually have a problem with, because then other armies get their codexes, they get all these BS rules, and people are wondering, like, what the hell happened to my army? But Top Tables is just that, and extremely in the minority of 40k play. Like, I appreciate they break stuff for GW to fix so I don't have to face it. But they're no representative of 40k. You're right, but GW doesn't see it that way. You see? It's because they're at the top point of play that they start fashioning these rules over. Because a lot of people, when they tune into tabletop gaming, they watch the top line tables. Now, some of us do branch out into our communities, Dice Check, Vanguard Tactics, you know, all those casual plays. And occasionally to them, they'll start, you know, using different lists, wacky stuff. I brought full Horde Swarm Tyranids. But it's when people go online to see how to build a list, they're going to be taken to those championship lists, because those are the stuff that gets recorded. Like AOS 4th took a step back and rebalanced everything with lore in mind, and now everything is actually better. Yeah. And that's the thing, which is another reason why I also want to get into Sigmar, is the mechanics in Sigmar are looking great, and it really is a matter of how well you play your army. Versus 40k right now, it's like 60% army choice, 40% skill. Escaping clan rats being 4 and 5 makes perfect sense. Well, yeah, aren't they like, they're the equivalent of, like, Imperial Guard in a sense, right? It's like the, I don't want to say citizens of Bretonnia, but, it's like the normal people in Age of Sigmar fighting the rats. They're usually the Imperial Guard sort of thing, and they just hit on 4s and 5s, because they're not really trained. They just know how to swing a cleverly large bat. Well, yeah, that's obvious. I mean, Stormcast Eternals are literally a 1-for-1, the Space Marines of the Sigmar universe. That should be expected. Yeah. Cities, that's what it is. I think some of the city characters hit on 3s, but that's just because they're characters and not nutty sometimes. I'm gonna nut, this is looking amazing. Demi Primarchs. I mean, same can be said about Space Marines, which is the whole point. They're all like, what are they, tiny Sigmarites? Is that what they're called? If Sigmarites aren't a thing, I'm coining that term. Sigmarites. That's the wrong metal. now I need a bunch of... God, none of this is primed. What was I doing? Oh! I'm also going to take care of that. It's been pissing me off. They do. You are correct in that aspect. They were not created in a tube. Yeah, well, that's to be expected. I mean, GW does a lot of, like, self-copying homework. I mean, for crying out loud, I just started reading up on stuff about fantasy. And wow, they copied a lot of their own homework for 40k. It's kind of wild. Like, you go back to Old World, and it's like bar for bar, very close to the beginning of... Word for like 40k. Has this not been keyed up? Oh, gosh. I thought I did key that up. So I knew it. It has to be present. Well, that's what I mean. But it's like, what I'm talking about is, they really did a lot of photocopying for the setting in 40k. There wasn't much of an originality change, is what I'm saying. Because, I mean, in, like, 40k, the Emperor is Sigmar. He unites all the factions that are warring, leads them on a great crusade, forms the Imperium of Man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, absolutely. I just find it very funny that they were doing that way before I knew they were doing that. You get me? I was like, wow, they really just chose that option out the gate. It's like when you realize the chorus for Danger Zone is repeated over and over again. 40k from... Let's be fair, there aren't many original bones in 40k's body. Because, I mean, what? It steals from Dune, Star Wars... not Battlestar Galactica. Galactica came afterwards. Or maybe Star Wars steals from 40k. I don't remember what year 40k actually came out. But uses bits of its own old world. Probably bits from Lord of the Rings. That's right. That's right. that's gonna go into there. Coming off of that, dude, I am super excited for September the 9th. The full release for the Marines that are of space is coming, and I could not be happier. I've been dying to sink my teeth in another, like, class-styled system for 40k after I maxed out everything in Darktide. And I know Darktide is still providing updates, but it's like, give me more game. Your update system is cool and all, but I want more game. Dude, Darktide needs so much more game. It has become stale more than usual. Like a goddamn saltine cracker. But saltine crackers are good. An update where you can play the Skaven, and I'm kind of tempted. Well, they got the Left 4 Dead 2 style for the Skaven. I also want to go back into Vermintide 2. I just... God, it doesn't really give me a reason to, though. Like, there are so many games out and are coming that there's like, I really can't do it. Well, I say that now until eventually I do a video on it. But I mean, like, until that point, I really have no reason to go into Vermintide 2. Like, I played it a bit with friends, and then we all dropped it like a sack of taters. Because it was just like, the same with Darktide, it was just Left 4 Dead with a Warhammer skin. Flamer's coming along nicely. I should be given an update here and there, but that darker metal is going to work way better in my favor. I'm going to completely change over the gold to a different gold, a more flashier gold, which I need more of course I do. Like, I gotta say, I didn't know about Retributor armor before, but it is the... I think this is the Meltagun color. And I just never put two and two together. I thought Gehenna Gold was the one, but, like, Gehenna Gold is way darker. I'm gonna see how much more I can get done, because I'm thinking it's gonna be about time for me to wrap it up before I have to head out and meet peeps for other things. I did want to make up for yesterday after completely passing out. When life is unkind, it asks you to slow down. There is also a good chance I just get absorbed and continue to paint for like another hour. That's a nice shine. But yeah, be on the lookout for me when September, or when the 9th rolls around. Technically the 5th, because I am a berserking fanboy. And I did get a big edition. Because I'm that type of goober. I did the same thing with Darktide. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be playing and see if I can grind fast enough to build up an Imperial Fist. And also really just to try out all the classes. That is if the embargo ends by then, because I did hear there was an embargo. But from what they're saying, it should end by the 4th. Which is when the early access editions will start being available. Don't.
Oh, is that old Gehenna? No! The heck is that? Don't want that happening. Okay, so that's our flame weapon good. Let me try and get the last of the metal bit. Like way more gold I gotta hit. Get this whole gold shade going, and then I'll attack when I feel needs to be changed. Oh, jeez. There we go. I think I can hit this over here. Yes.
Okay. In terms of progress, not bad tonight. Not bad at all. Like I said, it's not gonna happen in one stream unless I want to make that whole stream like 12 hours. Oh, God. Gotta crack the back. But in terms of progression, we have made it past the top area and now making our way towards the flamer. And it's lovely. Flamestorm, don't fight me here. There we go. It's lovely Flamestorm that it's gonna have. There we go. So I think we're on a good fast track. I also need to chip up this over here just because it's not fitting. Okay. But anyway, change up the view. Hopefully it doesn't look like shit. It's obviously not on. That's incredible. I love it here. Please? Well, it's not working. I'm not even going to bother with it. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Thank you for joining me on this lovely... Ooh, I can't speak. This lovely affiliate anniversary. If you are new, leave a follow. I'll be streaming regularly, unless posted otherwise, on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Sometimes I'll throw in a game occasionally here and there. It won't all be painting, just because it does feel stale on my end as well. And yeah, again, look forward to the 5th, this coming Thursday, because I do have a pre-ordered copy, and I will be playing Space Marine 2. But when all's said and done, the Moon of Titan revolves again. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.